Hey guys, before we get started here, I just want to apologize a little bit for the muffled sound of my audio. For some reason, StreamYard switching back the audio from the video camera to my microphone, switching back and forth. So I do apologize for it. You can still hear me, but I'm not real smooth like I am here.
Brian Tramel, RynoJB, Rollin Into Mempho.
It was live from Jonesboro, Arkansas. In 304 Studios, that's right. This is STSPod.Club production. I'm BT, and right across from me, right over here, somewhere, JB, how's it going, brother?
Man, it's another Saturday, another blessing from Championship Wrestling from Memphis. Let's go.
Amen. Episode 30. Episode number 494 all overall. Use STSPod.Club. That's where you can listen to all the episodes. YouTube has took like 50 or 60 episodes from the very front because we can only put so much up there. So, man, that's the only place to get them. We had a record store this past week with Tom Petty, Lance Levine, the host of that. Very good, very good. Also upcoming this week, what do we got? We're talking about, let me point my finger down here. Yeah, STS Pod Skim Timber. We got 2 shows with the Skim Horns. They do a Cool Kids countdown with the top 10 tag teams, their favorite tag teams, and I talk about them also. And they play our game show on Thursday. It should be fun. And then we got them scheduled. I got Briar. We talked to Brad, but we got Briar sitting down with the conversations the next week. We'll talk about what you can win and blah, blah, blah a little bit later. But we're going to get to the hits, the misses. What do you look forward to the most next week? The MVP and thumbs up or thumbs down. So we'll start with you, JB. Hits for this week.
You know, my hits are a little bit different this week than what they usually are. For me, Eugene was a hit for his celebrity appearance. I think that Championship Wrestling from Memphis utilizing these wrestlers that we've seen in the past or that we've seen in other territories or companies coming down here to Championship Wrestling, whether that's an interim GM we saw with Teddy Long, we saw Lance Archer come down here. We've seen Marco Stunt, who is also a part of this show. I think that this does a lot of good. It shows us not only what has happened before in the past, but what's happening right now, and also shows us where the wrestlers we're watching today, where they're at with all of this in the mix of it and what we're looking at. I thought Eugene being on the show was an incredible hit this week. Also, the Crowleys. I love the Crowleys with Marco Stunt. There's some chemistry there. There was a match with Jackson and I think Marco out in Chicago a few weeks back that a lot of people were, a couple of weeks back that a lot of people were ranting and raving about. The Crowleys and Marco Stein with the posse, with even the posse in there as well. Man, there was just some great chemistry. That was some great. I think any wrestling fan of wrestling would enjoy the segments and the matches that they were putting on there. I also got to give a hit to production, the production value. Shout out to the cameramen. Shout out to the people behind the bat putting the images and the shots together. They're doing a great job week by week. You only see it getting better and better. I can't wait to see where we are 2 to 3 months from now as they've just kind of been really been focusing in on that production value. So I'm really, really loving that. Also, along with that production, the flashbacks. When we do the flashbacks to what happened a week ago, 2 weeks ago, that is a hit for me. Another hit, Rebel Kell getting her rematch right there, getting that win she was supposed to get.
She was supposed to get last time. Yeah. Let's go talk about that.
Yeah. It was a hit for me for that. Also, another hit for me was in that main event. Bret Michaels was missing in the beginning of that match. The way that it started, the way it went down, this was a match that was, I think everyone was looking forward to. Allen still losing that championship. That main event was a hit for me from beginning to finish. And those are my hits.
I'll say that. I'll just piggyback right there, and I'll tell my other hits too. The main event was well put together. Love the finish, the way they did it. It looked like Bret Michaels was limping when he walked out. So we didn't understand. No one said anything about that. So I don't really know what was going on there. But just a real good match. Exactly what it should be. A triple threat is all about, doesn't even actually said this, but the psychology of it is to shit can one wrestler and work 2 wrestlers in the ring. And the shit can should be actually a good spot, and it was. I mean, everything was really done real well. These three guys, I'd give them another 15 minutes and watch a longer version of this live if they had it. So I really liked that match. I love the finish of the Austin Lane match. And I don't know if I've ever had them DQ. It never happens. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the heel lets go. Well, the heel didn't let go this time. That is a big man right there, Toomer is. And he has potential to do anything, JB. I'm going to tell you, this guy could be champ. He really could. Or he could be a huge babyface. As big as he is in everything that he does, he could be. Like you said, Marco stunt, really a lot of fun. He has worked Jackson and his brother a lot in this area. I think for Cape Championship Wrestling, he's done it more than once. I'd like to see him in there with Austin Lane, but both of them were baby faces because I hear they have a really good chemistry too. But yeah, you could see all of that chemistry, not really having to call a lot of stuff. Boom, boom, boom. And I loved it. I loved it. The ending had a little bit of slow up to it when he punched Jimmy. But all that stuff and the bad guys get their heat at the end. It don't matter whether they lost or not. The Hollywood Horror Show could lose every match up until they turn babyface and still be over. I want you to know that. They will still be freaky. Everyone says, oh, I'm scared of them, blah, 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 until they become good guys, which will eventually happen. I mean, you can't have somebody like Hollywood Jimmy treating you like shit all the time without you getting mad at him. So, all right. Hey, what's your misses for the week there, JB?
My misses this week, I want to see more angles and storylines with our champions. I feel like the past couple of weeks, we haven't seen many angles with our champions. I feel like the spotlight should kind of be on them. Are these people going after them? And maybe that's just how I feel this week. I'm not going to say that's how it should be, but just this week, I felt like there was a void in my heart. I want to see more happening with the women's championship, the tag team championships. I love what I saw with Alan Still and the Heritage Championship. Loving it. But I want to see more with the other championships. That's my only miss this week.
Yeah, I'm looking for being, putting the singles belt. I understand, we got a championship Saturday coming up in, I think, 3 weeks, if I'm mapping it out right. And all the belts are going to be on the line next week. Also, we'll all talk about next week as we get misses. This was a really well put together show. As
it really was.
We kept seeing clips. They aired the thing with Eugene 3 times to promote the main event. So if you just turn the television on, boom, look, I'm going to stay. I want to see the main event. Just a well put together show, but they didn't miss the actual dive. Here's my miss. They didn't miss the actual dive, but they missed him running across the ring because here I am watching it, and I was like, and then Anthony came flying. I was like, woo! I mean, I popped for it. It was really awesome. I thought it looked good. The miss also, I think there was, like I said there, I think there was some miscommunication going on when Marco had Hollywood. I don't know if he was even supposed to punch him or not. I don't know what was going on there, but that's being real picky, man. So that was my only misses. I want to tell you, we do have those shows. We mentioned them just a little bit earlier, but you can actually win a Skimmerhorn t-shirt. Might be a Stickerhorn. What are we saying? I've got a wrestling mask. I'm going to throw in some wrestling buddies, some Skimmerhorn wrestling buddies. A call from the Skimmerhorns. They'll call you and talk about you. Yeah, they're Cash App. Tag team belts right over there. And what you can do is you've never used the Cash App. You can download it. Cash App is promoting this with us. You download it and you get $5. And then if you donate $5 to Cash App to us, you will get an entry into the contest and a chance to win. If you're a Patreon member, you will have a chance to win also. But Cash Apps give us another way for people to do that. If you have Cash App and still want a chance to win, just Cash App us at $BTSTS. All right, buddy, the MVP.
My MVP this week, man, it's going to have to go to Alan Steele. Last week I said he would need his friends to beat these guys. Oh, man, I didn't think that these guys would beat each other. I wasn't thinking like that. Alan Steele found a way to keep his championship without Johnny Dodson. And I got to give some props to the booking. Now, we saw Johnny Dawson lose to Eugene earlier, And that made me feel like, okay, well then they're losing today. They're both. He lost. Allen Steele's gonna lose too. They're done for, and it's done today. But that was not the case. The champion is still the champion, and he's my MVP.
Oh man, Allen Steele's getting MVP from you. Veteran. You see how I do that? I don't call them old anymore. I call them veterans. MVP. You know, I'm going to give it to somebody in that match, and I'm going to give it to Mike Anthony. It seems like we switch back and forth with Allen Steele, Mike Anthony. I think Mike was the star of that match. Even though I love the finish, what they did with the finish, I think Mike actually shined. He got some show that all this stuff that he can actually do. This guy can wrestle. He can talk. He can fly. He's live. He's a pretty impressive. You know, he's not a short guy. He's big. He's big, wide. A guy that can be. And I said this about Action Jackson also. There's two guys right there at all times can either be contenders for the belt, for the Heritage Belt, or together they have been a tag team on all around this area and also in Texas, and they could be contenders for the Young Goats. Now, that would be a hell of a match right there.
Wow, but, that would be crazy.
So what's going to happen with Mike is kind of what we'll talk about that. That's what I'm looking forward to, but I did like that match, and I'll give it to you, Mike Anthony. Real quick, I want to announce something. And we'll be playing it every week right after the MVP is Ask Dustin. It's a question of anything about Memphis wrestling. If you want to know, Dustin's going to come on. As soon as we get through with MVP every week, I'll push a button, and boom, he's going to have a video there. He's answering the questions for anybody. Let me get this across the screen. I actually have to say it for everyone listens to the audio version. But listen to the audio version. You can call 501-232-1701. That is 501-232-1701. That's 24/7, guys. It's a voicemail. Just leave a voicemail or email stspodclub@gmail.com. And we'll ask Dustin. And there's already some questions been submitted because I went around to the Patreon members and said, hey, you want to ask Dustin something? So it's going to be fun, real fun. What do you look forward to the most? Let me tell you real quick. I'm going to look forward to Camille coming in because it is going – there's 3 shows. So you know how we talk. They record 3 shows, and I haven't been spoiled, so I don't know what the hell they're doing. But if I remember correctly, she will be there for the next 3 shows. But if I remember this correctly, then Brett Michaels is getting a single shot against Allen Steele on the 3rd show. I might be wrong. I'm just saying. I think if I remember correctly. But that also leaves me with the question I asked just a few minutes ago. What's up with Mike? What are we going to do with Mike from this point on? So it'll be interesting to see. What do you look forward to next week?
You're looking forward to Camille. I'm looking forward to our women's champion putting in some work, maybe against Camille. I want to see some action with that women's championship. I want to see some more matches. I want to see the women's matches go up a notch. I think the fire's there, the chemistry's there for us to be looking at these women's matches very similar to how we've been looking at the men's matches. I got to give some props to DDT, Dirty Diana Taylor, or Dangerous. I was thinking about Michael Jackson. We like Michael Jackson. We were thinking about Michael Jackson. But no, shout out to Dangerous Diana Taylor. She has shown when she first started, when this all happened, she would look very amateur-esque, let me say. But she has looked better and better every week that has followed. And here we are. And I feel that for the entire women's division. So I'm excited to see what happens next week for the women's division, led by Nikki Lane, the women's champion. Let's go.
Right. So how to get Nikki in the ring with Camille. That should be interesting to see. Camille's a tall lady. So it'll be interesting to see how she sizes up to her. Thumbs up or thumbs down? I'm going to give it a big thumbs up. I think it was a good we still have storylines in the background, and this was the 3rd taping of one of the tapings, or 3rd show of one of the tapings. And we seen the Marco Stunt story. We see the Eugene, like you gave him the big hit, and we saw, we saw Allen Steele. Allen Steele still is the champion. So there you go. Well, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up, and let's get a Steel champion shirt. Steel your champion. Let's get it. Oh,
see, there you go.
You did it. You made it.
Alan, there you go. $1 for everyone that to everyone that you sell there. Yeah. We'll just put it. I want to do a shirt that says "Where's Connor?" I just want to do a "Where's Connor" shirt with my logo. What if we got those shirts and went to TV taping? They would get mad at us, bro. Where's Connor?
They might go missing too.
All right, guys, join us next week right here, 1 p.m. Central Time. That's Memphis time, baby. Memphis, Mempho time. Same bad time, same bad channel. On the Best Little Wrestling Podcast in the business. Be there. Wait, JD, I just looked at myself and can we do a Gomi fun on my beard? I need my head shaved. Looks like I need a haircut.
We're both rough today. We're both a little rough.
Rough. All right, and I love my mama.
Me too.